My name's Diego Salinas. I'm a senior theater and Italian double major. I was born in El Salvador and I came to the United States in 2001 when I was 5 years old. I started learning English, and after that, I just kept doing well in school. I did Boy Scouts. I played Little League baseball. I got to become an Eagle Scout. When I graduated high school, I came to JMU, and I've been loving it here ever since. DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, and it's an executive order that President Obama signed into effect in 2012. It basically allows people who were brought here as kids protection from deportation. It lets them get a driver's license, social security number. The limitation of it was that it wasn't a path to citizenship. You have to pay close to $500 every 2 years to renew it. DACA was kind of the first step towards really getting to fulfill the American dream that we were all told about as kids. It allowed me to work and be able to pay my bills and pay my schooling because under DACA I'm not eligible for FAFSA or any other sort of federal student aid. My DACA ends October 31st, 2018. So that means that 5 months after I graduate from JMU, I'm gonna lose my work authorization, I'm gonna lose my driver's license, my social security number isn't gonna be valid anymore. So I'm basically, being thrown into the world with all these skills and all this knowledge and can't really do much with it. It could be that I have to move in with my parents again until I can figure out how to go forward. I've even started looking at, other universities in other countries to see if maybe graduate programs in other countries might be the best way to go forward. There's still that sadness and that stress. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that this hasn't affected my studies and how I carry myself around campus, because sometimes I get in a really dark place and I think is going to school still worth it? Because what am I going to be able to do after my DACA expires? I think the next steps right now that people can take is to keep petitioning their local government, their state representatives, and also taking the time to make sure that our university is also doing all it can to support DACA students. Making sure that the issue doesn't fade to the back burner. As soon as we stop talking about it, that's when, nothing gets done. This isn't a partisan issue, this is an ethical issue. This is, for kids who were brought here when they were so young that they didn't have a say in it, and they've grown up here their whole lives. Need be, I can be drafted just like anyone else, but I don't have the same protections and liberties. Some people think that we don't pay taxes, and we do. Some people think that we steal jobs or that we're lazy immigrants, and I just don't understand how the two can coexist. We are ingrained in our communities. If you take everyone out that's already has such deep roots, you're gonna end up with barren soil because we are a part of our community. We are woven into the fabric of this country.
Hi, my name is Belinda Dye. I am a first year and a poli-sci major pre-law track. I was actually born in Italy. My parents stayed in Italy for about 10 years and had me and my little brother. And my dad had been visiting the United States and decided he wanted a better future for us. So we came to the United States when I was 4. I grew up in Nova for the most part. I've moved all around Sterling. DACA for me meant that I got to feel like all my friends, I found out when I was probably about 10 that we didn't have papers. So, growing up, being 15, 16 and watching all my friends get their first jobs or their driver's licenses and knowing that I couldn't, it hurt a lot. I felt like everybody else. I came here when I was 4. America is the only home I know, ethnically I'm Ghanaian and of course I get into that culture and everything, but at the end of the day, 1st grade through 12th, American schools, Pledge of Allegiance, all of that, national anthem, it means a lot to me, but the only thing that differentiated me from my friends was a piece of paper. I got DACA when I was 18, so a little more than a year ago. And being able to work and not have to beg my mom for money and getting a driver's license and getting a car and just doing what I wanted to, I felt like everybody else. I want to be a lawyer, and more specifically an immigration lawyer, just because I want everybody to have a chance. With DACA being rescinded, of course it has an impact on my future in general. I might not be able to graduate in 4 years, and I've already been set back from my gap year that I had to take because with DACA, I can't get federal aid. You know, I'm class of 21, but now I might not even be class of anything. My number one reason for speaking out on my experiences for DACA is because I think a lot of people assume that DACA students are solely Latino. I'm from Ghana, you know? There are people from Germany, there are people from Kenya. You know, it's not just one specific group that is affected by DACA. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we're not gonna blame the kids, we're gonna blame the parents. But tell me, like, if you know of a parent who wouldn't want a better life for their kid. DACA recipients cannot vote, and it hurts my heart just because, you know, I'm poli-sci, I'm all for voting. If you can vote and make a change of any type, vote, please. Keep opening your mouth, keep talking about it, keep letting people know about it, and continue the fight.
Hi, my name is Mikael Escudero. I am a senior at JMU. I'm studying international affairs. I'm also a Spanish minor. I was born in Argentina. I first came here 17 years ago. In March 2000, I was 6 years old, and my mom brought me here because she wanted a better life. She quickly got a job, and I was raised here. I consider myself American even though I wasn't born here. When President Trump decided to rescind DACA on September 5th, 2017, I felt lost. A lot of us DACA students felt angered because we had been studying in these colleges, contributing to the economy, paying taxes, working, and to all of a sudden have someone tell us that they're going to take that away even though we have been contributing to the nation is kind of disheartening. I would like to feel like every other JMU student, but unfortunately I have had to reevaluate a lot of things that I thought I had figured out. I think it's important for JMU students to be aware of DACA and just also supporting legislation like the DREAM Act, which would be a permanent solution to the DACA program. It would definitely help DACA students at JMU and the JMU community as a whole.